I think under normal circumstances, it definitely would be a really wild leap of faith.
I'm Laura. I'm a writer and editor in Los Angeles. So back in March of 2020, I was kind of in an influx period. I'd actually made a resolution to stop using social media. So, did what everyone else did, went back on Instagram. Took me like a couple weeks probably, but I did re-download Tinder. It was really like the first night that I downloaded it, and it took me not that long, a couple swipes, and saw Anthony's profile.
My part of the story starts a little bit earlier. I was living in Beijing at the time, decided to go on a little holiday for Chinese New Year, and the last day kind of had a really weird feel at work. Everybody was talking about this weird virus. I expected it to just be a normal trip, and on my way back, I realized that the school I worked for wasn't going to be open anymore. So I had this really good idea to just kind of extend my vacation a little bit. 2 days before my flight back to Beijing, the Chinese government had closed the borders. So I was without a job, and I was living at my parents' house, and I thought this is a great time to try to pick up some chicks. After a couple of matches, I ended up seeing this girl, Laura, who just seemed really intelligent and really funny and a little weird, and definitely out of my league, and she liked me, so I thought this must have been a mistake or a catfish or something.
We matched pretty quickly. He sent me a first message that evening, and we just had a really good back and forth. We sent like text paragraphs and blocks of conversation, which I enjoyed a lot.
I sent her a couple of messages, and she responded really quickly with some really funny answers, and it probably took about 10 minutes before, and maybe 3 or 4 messages before I realized, like, oh my gosh, she's awesome.
So, more became a little bit more, and every single day we were talking, and decided that this was going well. Let's jump on the phone. Had kind of like a quick introductory phone call. Well, it was like 2 hours, so it wasn't that quick. And then a couple days later, second phone call, we actually lasted for 6 hours.
We were both convinced that the other person would freak out and think like, if they saw us in Zoom mode, but that definitely worked out too.
So after a couple months, we really never talked about if we're going to meet, but we always couched it in when we're going to meet. We just didn't really know what the logistics were. In July, LA was pretty bad. By the end of that month, we just decided waiting didn't make any sense, so how do we figure out how to be together? And then he got in a car and drove 2,600 something miles and showed up on my doorstep. I saw you walking up the stairs, and first it was just relief, all right, I don't have to deal with anything unexpected, nothing has gone wrong. It was just immediately relief and happiness, and
just felt natural.
Yeah, every time that we're apart for a couple hours, I'm just so happy to come home to you, and just glad that we, everything from fancy going out in as much as you can in COVID to just being in pajamas in the morning and hanging out, it's all great and it's all
easy.
Yeah,
it's all just really easy. Yeah, open it up, let people swipe wherever they want to swipe. You never know who's in Bangladesh just waiting for your call. I don't know. You can answer.
If you can really cultivate communication and you really feel like you found someone that you're safe to talk to, safe to be yourself around, it's not a thing that I would have gone to if I felt like this wasn't a person that I was so connected to and could say anything to, and any concerns, any weirdnesses that came up, I had a safe place to address. So I think having the foundation of communication, I think, is the most important thing that you can do that precedes any kind of leap of faith, and it really is supportive of anything crazy that you might end up doing.
Yeah, I think, it depends on who the person is. Some people I would give advice saying, make sure that they're the person that you're talking to and that they have teeth, but there are so many things that we talk ourselves out of that could end up being incredible and changing your life for the better. Life's too short, you just gotta take a chance every once in a while. Works out.